Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for this wonderful event. Our event is called From Access to Action, How Tribal Governments and Organizations Can Utilize the Thriving Communities Technical Assistance Centers. This event is hosted by the Center for Community Energy and Environmental Justice, the West Environmental Justice Center, both of the Region 9 regional TCTACs, as well as the National Indian Health Board, or NIHB, one of our national TCTACs. We have a really exciting agenda for you all today. We're going to give an overview of the entire EJ TCTAC program. We're going to give an overview of both the regional TCTACs and their services. We're going to have a brief group discussion, and then we'll go ahead and do some Q&A and some closing remarks. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Jared from NIHB, who'll be going over the EJ TCTAC program.
So I'm just going to introduce myself in my language and then come back in English. So Ani Bojo, Negani Andig Indigenous, Migizi and Dodem, Bawating and Dunjaba, Jared Gregorini, Indigu. So hello everyone. My English name is Jared Gregorini. I'm Eagle Clan, and my tribe is the Sault Ste. Marie tribe of Chippewa Indians. And I'm with the National Indian Health Board. So I'm just going to give the overview of the EJ TCTAC program. Within days of taking office, President Biden signed Executive Order 14008, which began the Justice 40 initiative. It stated that 40% of the overall benefits from federal investments are designated to flow to strategically underserved communities. There's two key pieces of legislation supporting the Justice 40 initiative: the Inflation Reduction Act and the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. In these funding sources, they're reserved for climate, clean energy, affordable housing, pollution remediation, clean transit, and other similar sustainability projects. The Thriving Communities Network is a collaboration of federal agencies to support community projects. A few of those agencies, the USDA, the Environmental Protection Agency, Housing and Urban Development, the Department of Commerce, Department of Transportation, Health and Human Services, Department of Energy, and a few others. Within the Thriving Communities Network is the Environmental Justice Thriving Communities Technical Assistance Center Network, or EJ TCTACs. This particular network program is a collaboration initiated by the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Energy. It's a network within a network. The EJ TCTAC network is a group of organizations and institutions that provide direct support to communities for technical assistance with projects. We connect communities with resources, we help with project design, we support grant applications, as well as other services, and there will be more on this to follow. This slide is a map of the EPA service regions. And just a fun fact, before the EPA was officially the EPA, in the 1960s, they were the Federal Water Quality Administration. And these regions, they're loosely based on water drainage basins in the US. So in 1969, when the EPA officially became the EPA, they added another region. There's 3 national EJ TCTACs. This is and there are also the regional TCTACs as well. This is a list of the national and regional TCTAC organizations. They're a mixed group of nonprofit orgs and academic institutions. The National Indian Health Board is the national tribal EJ TCTAC. And this is a connection diagram. If you're looking to connect with the TCTAC network for support, you can reach out to your regional EJ TCTAC, or tribal entities can reach out to either your regional EJ TCTAC or the National Indian Health Board. From there, we provide direct assistance or connect you with local partners and resources. The national TCTACs provide support for the regional EJ TCTACs, and we communicate directly with the TCN, the Thriving Communities Network. But I like to think of the EJ TCTAC network as having a no wrong door approach. The regional TCTACs are pretty amazing. They have close partnerships in their regions, and they have a wealth of expertise. But no wrong door just meaning that if you contact anyone within the EJ TCTAC network, they can connect you to the right person and to the right resources. And the National Indian Health Board. You can think of us as your extra capacity because people have a lot going on already. And we can provide support for identifying federal grant applications, applying to grants. We have Grants 101 webinars and trainings that we do. We also offer GIS mapping services. We're always looking for grant funding support for tribes, and we can support those applications. We can't actually write the grant, but we can review grant materials and provide additional funding for getting grant writing training, grant management training. And there's also a lot more information about which grants are available to tribes on our website. The specific examples on the slide are left unidentified because before thinking about this presentation, I didn't actually ask permission from the tribes to identify them in these stories, but I do have permission to talk about the stories. So an example being a tribe emailed me to ask about funding for clean energy. And we talked a little bit about what projects they wanted to do in the community, and they were looking for money for energy audits on some government buildings and some residential buildings. So we talked a little bit more about a grant opportunity called the EECBG program, which is the energy, excuse me, the Efficiency and Energy Conservation Block Grant Program. It's a non-competitive source that can be used for equipment rebates. Thinking about installing residential solar panels, you can use it for equipment rebates, requesting technical assistance for energy audits. And then I emailed them to give them a little bit more information, and I've been working with their grant writer to collect all of the required documents for that, so we can submit for the program. Another example being a tribe reached out to me to talk a little bit about some of the challenges the community was facing, and we started talking about recycling programs. And they were interested in purchasing mobile recycling sorting containers and smaller recycling bins for their reservation. So I brought up a little bit of information about the Swiffer grant, which is the solid waste and infrastructure for recycling grant, which is available right now. And there's 20 million allocated for tribes. So we just talked a little bit more about budget requirements to develop a recycling plan and apply for that funding. The QR code on the slide is, it will direct you right to our TA intake form, which is where you can get in touch with NIHB for any kind of technical assistance support.
Awesome, Jared. Thank you so much. Yeah, like Jared said, NIHB is part of the national TCTACs in the Thriving Communities Technical Assistance Center Network. We're going to be moving on to the regional TCTAC overview, and we are in Region 9, so that covers Arizona, California, Hawaii, and Nevada, as well as Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and U.S. Trust Territories. We are fortunate enough to have two TCTACs in our region. One is the West Environmental Justice Center at the University of Arizona. The other is the Center for Community Energy and Environmental Justice, which is what I'm part of. And I just realized I didn't introduce myself. My name is Lauren Halili. I'm the program coordinator with the Center for Community Energy and Environmental Justice, which we abbreviate to CJ, and that's the one we're going to start off with in our overview. But first, I'd like to start off with this graphic here, which is a Venn diagram of the two centers. And something that we get asked quite a bit is, there's two centers in our region. Who should I reach out to for X, Y, Z? Do we work together? Do we work separately? What's the deal with that? And basically, we work together towards the same goal, although we are two separate centers. We do specialize in different areas, as you can kind of see here on the screen. So for example, West EJ has specific expertise in working with mining communities and work around exposure assessments, whereas CJ has brownfields expertise and energy policy and law. So we do have our differences. We also have our similarities down the middle. But long story short, if you get in touch with one of us and we feel that the other center is a better fit or what have you, you will get connected to the right person. So just a little bit of information here. Just want to highlight some events that we have. We host bi-weekly grant office hours every other Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m. We also have our partners from the Institute for Tribal Environmental Professionals, or ITEP, that also hosts their grant office hours the first Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. CJ specific office hours are actually, the next one's going to be this Wednesday at 3 to 4. We also have resources online. So we have our recorded webinars, we have recorded trainings at our YouTube page at CJ_STSU. We'll be posting this recorded webinar to that YouTube page with the discussion portion cut out of that. And then we also have some connection networks here. We have our website, our email, our phone number, a couple QR codes if you want to sign up for our newsletter or submit a technical assistance request form. That is where you can do that. Or you can email us directly to request for technical assistance. Or call us and leave a voicemail. You can reach us any one of those ways. And we're also on social medias too, where we post a lot of event announcements. So going into what technical assistance we offer, I'm not going to go over this entire menu today. We're going to focus mainly on the tribal and indigenous specific technical assistance services, but I just want to show you kind of the 4 different pillars that we focus on. So we have people, admin, and grant capacity. It's a lot of our grant support services. We have environmental quality and health, really pivoting the way, or we have one of our partners, CClear, who's really helping with brownfield support in there, one of the areas we specialize in. And then we're going to go in depth with tribal and indigenous. And then we also have energy and energy justice support with our one-on-one advising and energy policy and law expertise. We're going to go ahead and drill down a little bit further on our tribal and indigenous technical assistance services. We actually have a couple of our partners here today, and I believe Tanaya Wood-Luna from DRI is going to talk a little bit about these specific services. So I'll pass it off to you, Tanaya.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Tanaya Wood-Luna. I'm the Indigenous Climate Stewardship Lead at DRI, and I also serve as the intake lead for Team Tribal and Indigenous. So when we get a TA request that is specific towards tribal or Indigenous peoples and communities, it comes from Lauren and Paige and all those wonderful folks at CJ, and then it comes to me, and I help identify which of our partners that are listed across the top there might have the best kind of knowledge and background for that specific request. And so sometimes we have to put that out to the group if we don't know off the top of our head, but typically within all the folks within Team Tribal and Indigenous, we're able to cover those requests pretty well. So there's a couple different things we can do for you in that sense. So we can identify tribal and Indigenous specific grants or ones that are kind of parallel that maybe don't say tribal and Indigenous specifically, but we think you're a good fit for. We can also look over grants if you already are kind of thinking that you're going to apply for something or you've already started the process to doing so. We can take a look at that for you, make sure that you're not missing anything, suggest some changes if we see anything that's really pertinent to you, that kind of thing. So give one-on-one technical support in that sense. And then we put on a number of trainings and workshops, this one included, and we're working on expanding that soon. So like Lauren kind of keyed in on before, take a look at the YouTube first, check out what's there, and then we're also going to kind of expand upon that with some more workshops with the other teams and things as well. We can also work on professional and leadership development, things like air quality monitoring. That kind of goes into extreme heat and weather and that kind of thing that overlap with some of the other teams as well. And then we also look specifically at natural and cultural resource management. Sometimes this delves into GIS and data sovereignty, things like that. And then also provide networking opportunities, especially if we're all going to like a conference that we know a lot of you are going to be at and that kind of thing. We try to set up social nights and things like that to kind of bring everyone together and network. I think that pretty much covers it just in like a quick nutshell, but just know that when you are assigned to Team Tribal and Indigenous as far as your TA request, when we assign you to a partner org, Climate Science Alliance, DRI, ITEP, University of Guam, that partner is going to walk you through it through the entire process from start to finish. So that way you always have that partner to reference, and then you can also always refer back to me as well if you have any other questions that we need to pass on to other teams and things like that. So I'll drop my email in the chat as well, just in case anyone has any questions, but I think that covers what I was going to say. Lauren, you have anything else?
No, awesome, Tanya. That's great. And appreciate you walking over the process on how it works from when you first request assistance from us and how you get in contact with Tanya at Tribal and Indigenous and our partners. But we're going to have a Q&A session at the end. So there'll definitely be opportunity to ask some questions there. Okay, and then we're going to go into examples. I also have Kelsey from ITEP here, who's going to go over one of our case studies / examples that she actually worked on.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Lauren and Tanaya. I really appreciate the overview here. So my name is Kelsey Morales. I'm with the Institute for Tribal Environmental Professionals. We are based out of Flagstaff, Arizona, and housed at Northern Arizona University. And yeah, we're really happy to be part of this Region 9 TCTAC. And so, you know, basically how this works, you know, kind of building off of what Tanaya was explaining. So as our Team Tribal lead, Tanaya then passes intakes along to, you know, the rest of Team Tribal. And from there, you know, it's based off of our expertise. And so ITEP, we've been providing technical assistance for a long time, since the organization began in around 1992. And so for this specific intake, you know, we were working with the tribe on a grant opportunity. And so, you know, really going through that grant and looking at the scope of the project. And then and so for this case specifically, they were looking at implementing a solar feasibility study. And so really trying to understand, you know, what is their project all about? And then from there, we went back to our team internally, and we're thinking through the different funding opportunities that are ongoing, upcoming, and had passed and should be considered for the future. And then once we kind of compiled those funding resources, we then met back up with the tribe that was seeking the support to kind of talk through what funding opportunities would be feasible in the near future to apply for. And so and then also, you know, another step that we took with this specific tribe was connecting them to, so we actually have a tribal clean transportation component of ITEP. And so connecting with folks over there, and then that person went on to connect to organizations like the Tribal Clean Energy Alliance and things like that, so that this tribe was plugged in with all the right partners and people to help kind of move some of these funding opportunities forward, and also to just get insight on, you know, or not insight, but some expertise in terms of how the scope of their project was going, right? And so then, you know, kind of looking at the bottom of this slide here, so, you know, this didn't necessarily happen with this specific example, but it has happened with other intakes that we've done, is, you know, a tribe coming to us with a specific grant application and going through that application from start to finish. So looking at the application and making sure, that we understand, both ITEP and the tribe that's applying for the funding, what the different qualifications and specs are. Making sure that all those are met, and then doing a deep dive into, the more specific aspects of that funding. So the narrative, work plan, budget. I actually have an ITEP counterpart on here, Kieran Daly Larson, who has been doing this both more for us on the national side of things, and with many different tribal intakes that we've received. So hopefully we can get into discussion about that a little bit more here at the end of our conversation. So thank you so much. And happy to answer questions here soon.
Super. Thank you so much, Kelsey, for going over that example for us. And then, unfortunately, our partner from Climate Science Alliance couldn't make it here today. She got sick last minute, but this is something that she wanted to highlight, is that they actually hosted a Mastering the Art of Grant Writing, Strategic Success and Purposeful Funding workshop, where they had over 50 people to attend, and it covered private, federal, state funding, understanding the fundamentals of grant writing, how to develop strong proposals with clear objectives, methods and budgets, really focused on enhancing skills in writing competitive narratives for these grant opportunities that are out there. So just kind of highlighting that that is a workshop that happened. There is a recording that's available that we can send out in the follow-up to this event. And then they are planning on re-delivering that content again. So we'll keep you all updated. Sign up for our newsletter. We send regular updates through there. But that's an exciting workshop to look forward to. Okay, and then without further ado, I'm going to pass it up to Melissa from West EJ.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lauren. And hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Garcia, and I serve as the Outreach Coordinator for the Western Environmental Justice Center, which is located in Tucson, Arizona, and housed within the University of Arizona's College of Public Health. And so today I'll be sharing a little bit of information about what our center does, with the hope that we can provide some support to you and your community. So the Western Environmental Justice Center offers a very wide variety of services, and the best part about all of them is that they are all free. And so I like to think of our offerings as falling into three key pillars or even categories. And so the first one of those is grants navigation, and this includes free online trainings, access to a funding database, and support with applying for and managing grants. We assist communities by reviewing applications, providing feedback, and ensuring that they meet all the necessary requirements for specific grants. The second pillar of our services is community leadership, and our center hosts free community resource fairs throughout Region 9, so that includes Arizona, California, Nevada, Hawaii, and of course the U.S. Pacific affiliated islands. And so these resource fairs help bring together local organizations and community members to help bring awareness of what is available to them within their own community and beyond. Additionally, we have a Community Champions program, which is set to launch in the next month, and a student internship program, both of which are paid opportunities. Our team develops advocacy trainings and a variety of resources that are accessible or will be accessible on our website in just a few weeks. And so these will be frequently updated and added to on a weekly basis. And last but not least, our third pillar or third category is technical expertise. Our center can provide free hands-on consultations and can research energy justice opportunities, conduct environmental justice analyses, and conduct statistical consultations, amongst others. We have an extensive area of expertise, as Lauren mentioned at the beginning of her portion. We both of the centers obviously have our own areas of expertise, but within that, there are so many areas where we can cover and make sure that we're meeting those needs. And so for West EJ, that includes public health, it includes evaluation, exposure assessment, and many others. For tribes and indigenous communities specifically, we prioritize consulting and collaborating with our partners at the Indigenous Resilience Center, which is also located here at the University of Arizona. And they bring valuable expertise and experience in working with these communities, particularly in environmental matters. And so it is also worth noting that if our center doesn't provide a particular service that you need, we'll try to connect you to a resource that will. And so if you think that you could benefit from any of these services, please get in touch with us through email, phone call, or you can scan the QR code seen on the screen, and we'll be in touch within 2 business days. And so the next step after this is to schedule a 30-minute meeting with our team to learn more about the details of what kind of help you need and to help identify tasks for our team to start working on. And after that, our technical assistance team will be constantly working with you to make sure that you're getting what you need. And so we want you to know that this is not a one and done kind of deal. If at any point in time you think you need assistance from us again, or maybe it's something that you need down the road and not particularly at this moment, we're more than happy to connect or reconnect and jump in where you need us. And so I want to take a moment to highlight our student internship program, which is designed to provide hands-on experience in environmental and energy justice. And so our interns complete a minimum of 180 hours, which can be spread over a summer or a semester, and have our students have up to a year to complete their program. And so students can intern in person, remotely, or in a hybrid format based on the needs of their host organization. And at the end of the student internship experience, students submit a reflection, a feedback survey, and a digital story presentation, which summarizes their experience. And the best part about this is that we financially support students by providing a $5,000 stipend to them. And so applications for this are open year-round. They're reviewed on a rolling basis. And so it's a great program. We have awesome students and awesome host organizations. So if you think you could benefit from this, if you know a student who could benefit from this, or maybe you're an organization who could use a student intern, we help make those connections. So please reach out to us. And so thank you. I want to take another moment to highlight our funding opportunities database, which grant support, as you can imagine, tends to be a frequent request. And to assist with that, our center manages a free funding database where you can find funding opportunities from the federal, state, local, and even philanthropic level. And this is accessible on our website. And so this database features a wide range of grants and funding options that are available and vary by industry, location, organization type, and even tribal affiliation. These are easily filterable, again, based on location, organization, or even desired funding amount. And you can refine your search to find the most relevant opportunities based on what you're looking for. And so each of the opportunities listed on our database have detailed information that can be accessed by clicking the View Summary button at the bottom of each. And so this includes notes and insights from our grants management specialist who has researched each opportunity and included those notes and findings to make sure that you're understanding this grant and that she can also provide as much support as possible. And so we also we host drop-in grant support or drop-in hours every other Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the next one being this upcoming Monday, November 4th. And here you can bring any grants questions or assistance requests to our grants management specialist without the need for an appointment and still have that one-on-one interaction and assistance. And so we'll also be going through a website update in the next month, which will grant you access to a library of resources, including energy, advocacy grants, and environmental and health trainings, fact sheets, recorded webinars, amongst others. So please keep an eye out for that. And so at the top of this slide, you again will find our contact information and a QR code to our technical assistance request form. And I invite you to fill out that request form, even if it's just to touch base or learn a little bit more about what the center does, or maybe you want to sign up for the newsletter. So again, I invite you to fill that out or even visit our website at westejcenter.arizona.edu to learn a little bit more about our programs, our free services, and to learn about the resources that are available to you through this program. And so we also, as I mentioned, have a quarterly newsletter that our team works really hard on, and I can send you the most frequent one if you'd like to catch up on that as well. You're always welcome to reach out to us via our toll-free number, our general email address, or through our website contact form. Yeah, and so that concludes West EJ section of the webinar. I do want to show you this Venn diagram once again to really showcase all the the expertise areas that you have free access to through the TCTAC program. And so there is absolutely no pressure in choosing one center or the other. We work together all the time, and we're more than happy to refer to each other based on your needs and our expertise areas. And as Jared said earlier, there is absolutely no wrong door. The bottom line is to reach out to someone and we will connect you to the right team. And with that, I'll hand the mic back over to Lauren. Thank you, everyone.